So what's important is to understand that the first thing that they buy is you. Okay. So when you're talking to someone that's cold, it's how you come across to them. Are you professional? Do you appear to understand, what you're talking about? Do you have a strong conviction about what it is, a strong belief? Are you on point? Like when you're talking about the benefits of networking, things like, nowadays more and more people are wanting to work from home. They're wanting to have a home-based business. They don't want to administrate. They don't want to have a bunch of employees. They don't want to have all their overhead expenses, rent to pay, inventory to manage. They don't want to deal with all that. They would prefer to focus on one thing. Well, that's what you can do with For Life. The company does all the heavy lifting for us. All we do is talk to people. We develop relationships and we build a network. You work on the network. And by doing that, by developing relationships and bringing people on board, we're in the health and wellness industry. So we have health and wellness products. These products impact people's lives. They're unique, they're exclusive, they're proprietary, they're patented. So all these things, when you're shooting these bullets out, they have to come from a place in your mind that you've already studied them. It's how when you present to someone, like when I just said what I just said right now, if I was talking to someone cold, it'd be boom. But I have this conviction. I know what I'm saying. So, I come from a position of strength. You follow me? As opposed to a position of weakness. Well, how do you do that? Because I want them to buy me. Okay. I can say all this stuff and I understand they're only going to retain maybe 20% of what I say. They're not going to retain it all. So what is it that impacts them the most? Feelings, how they feel about me, how they feel about what I said, not remembering everything I said. Like right now, everything I just said, you may not remember it, but I came from a position of strength and conviction, knowing what I'm talking about. So how do you do that? Practice on the flight, practice in the mirror, in your mind, go over and over the book, memorize these things. All right. That's part of good leadership. All right. So it's number one. That's why my plan of action is so simple. Prepare. You prepare yourself with knowledge. And that's why these Zooms are important, to listen to me and listen to others, because there's going to be product knowledge. People are going to ask you about the product, transfer factor. Well, what does it do? Well, we know it's an immune system product. It's a messenger molecule. We know we now have clinical studies that show it activates the immune system within 2 hours of taking it. So it protects you from these global threats, but we've also combined it with other high impact products like Energy Go Sticks. Don't drink Red Bull. Don't drink Monster. Don't drink that garbage. Don't drink 20 cups of coffee a day. Use our Energy Go Sticks. And that comes with transfer factor, our protein, our targeted products, for whether it's lung, respiratory, brain, recall. And most of these products, not all of them, but you need to talk to Bev when you get down there and find out what they do have. I would say that one of the first things you want to do is reach out to Sandili and Bev and say, hey, I'm in South Africa. I don't know if you're going to be in the proximity to their location, but
yes, I'm going to their office. We've already said I can even take some of my prospects to her office. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, she works out of her house basically, but it's an okay place in Centurion. We did have an office at one point, but it just wasn't cost effective, because the only way this business is going to grow is by good leaders bringing in people. You've got to build the network. All right. The product isn't going to talk. You can't put it on a shelf because it doesn't talk. The product doesn't present itself. So we don't do radio and television and all that stuff like traditional businesses. So therefore, it requires someone like you to get out and hustle and talk and share and build. And that's what I've done for 25 years. And yes, it's work, but it's fun. I find it fun talking to people about this. And then when you find someone that gets excited, you work with them, you build them up, edify them, make them the superstar, make them the hero. By you developing other heroes and building other dreams, people's dreams, you kind of behind the scenes become a superhero in a way. It's like me. I do $1 million a day of business, every day $1 million. For Life pays $640,000 to my people every day. It's like, I have a hard time believing that, but it's true.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah, but the point is though, it's not all me. In fact, I'm not the number one money earner right now. There's some other people in For Life in my downline that are earning more, but that's okay. it doesn't bother me. I like it. I don't mind people earning more than me because it makes me feel secure. So the point is this, that preparation is extremely important. So you've got to, one, and this is the part I think where people have failed in Africa and all over the world. People get excited, they get emotional about temporal or things like cars, Rolls Royces and mansions, and I get that. We all want to live a life of abundance, but it really bothers me when I see these companies go into Africa, because I've seen them, like Longridge. They go in there and they basically way oversell people, get them all pumped up and all excited about all these riches, and then the company fails. Why does the company fail? It fails because of bad administration, overselling and under delivering. That's really the number one reason. They oversell and under deliver. And there's not an understanding between the two sides. The company has to have good distributors, right? This is the company. Their job is to manufacture and produce and have innovation and research and quality, do things the right way, obey the laws and do all that. So that way you've got something long-term that's going to be around for the rest of your life. The distributors have to get out and produce. If they don't produce, the company's saying, wait a minute, we're not doing television and radio. We're giving you guys all the 64%. But if you don't do your job, you don't go out and do what you're supposed to do, we can't make it because we don't have any other way of getting the message out there. So it's hand in hand. Well, when one side starts to struggle and it starts to tip like this, that's the end. It's going to be over. I've seen it time and time again. So when I talk to people, I try to impress upon them the importance. If you want your dreams and you want all these wonderful things that networking, the benefits that it brings to the table, you've got to choose a company that is going to be around because they're doing things the right way. And that's what one of the things I'm proud of for Life is that, yeah, they're conservative, but also that conservativeness has gotten us through tough times. And so, because every company is going to face it. I don't care who they are, where they come from. They're going to face difficult times at some point. Nothing ever is straight up like this. There's ups and downs along the way. And as soon as the first bump in the road happens, a company fails. I've seen it with a lot of companies. So the point I'm trying to make is one of the areas that I think I tend to focus on maybe too much is that telling someone, look, you've got to choose a good company. So now I blow through the company real fast. 25 years old, debt-free, 70 countries. You can build your business all over the world. We've got telephone apps. You get your own online e-commerce store, all that stuff. And I blow through that part probably 4 to 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If that. Then the product, the uniqueness of the product, the quality of the product, the research, the patents, all that behind the products, and not just transfer factor. We've got the protein, we've got the energy, we even have the aqua skincare. There's a whole host of health and wellness products to address people's needs. Okay. At the end of the day, it's about them. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about that person listening. What are their needs? Maybe it's money, but maybe it's not. Maybe their need is something more physical. Maybe they have maybe COVID impacted their respiratory system and they're struggling. Great. We need to get them transfer factor, obviously, but get them maybe on lung or if that, I think lung's over there. But the point is address their needs, but you got to have some product knowledge. You can't talk about something you don't know anything about, right? So again, that's part of the preparation. Do you know your products? Open up the app, study a product every night, learn that, learn what's in the product, memorize it. You went to college, so you're a studious person. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge creates confidence. I mean, knowledge is power. All right. So then the third, of course, is the pay plan part of it. I only present to an individual what they need to hear. So I see a lot of people that like to talk a big talk. What's your pay plan like? And I mean, it's almost like they pretend like they're gurus of network marketing. And then if you look at what they've done, they've not done anything. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like there are people that like to be teachers, but they don't like to be players. You know what I'm saying? They'll read, they'll study. I mean, they got a plethora of knowledge. They're like a walking encyclopedia with network marketing, know all this stuff, but have they ever succeeded at it? No. Why? You've got to play the game. You've got to be on the field playing. You can't stand on the sidelines and just be hollering at people and telling them what to do. Yeah, not in this business. You've got,
Right.
unless you already have a network of people that follow you like crazy, and you can just tell them all what to do, and they're going to say, you know what, Trisha said do it, we're going to do it. All right. But most people don't have that. There's not
Right.
a lot of people out there like an Elon Musk, you know what I'm saying, that just have that kind of following. So the point is this. Number 3 in my plan of action. Number 2 is prospecting. The prospecting part, that's being on the field playing the game. You need to, and this is where, and one of the reasons, honestly, why I am investing my time in you and wanting to mentor you and support you, is because I believe that you will be a player. I believe you are a player. I believe that you're a person that will take action and not just talk the talk and not walk the walk. You follow me? And so that's what's important. Yes, it requires some hustling, getting out there, but that's the building process. That's a part of the process. If you cut out part of the process, don't plan on being real successful. All right. You've got to include all aspects of the process. And one of the aspects of this process is the prospecting part. That's number 2. How you do that, I think, again, you've got everything it takes. You've got the like factor. You're very likable. You've got the look factor. You're very presentable. I mean, I don't know you. We've not worked together in person, but looking at you, listening to you, you seem to have all that. And that's important. Some people come across as condescending. They come across as, commanding, authoritarian types. You seem to be very warm, friendly, cordial, polite, nice, so all of that's important because people buy you first, right? You win. The first thing you win from someone is their friendship. And then second, you win their trust, but trust takes more time, you see?
Right.
And so, but that's all part of, again, the prospecting process. So that's why I tell people in this business, it's going to take you a few years to build a nice network of people that believe in the same philosophies you believe in. They believe in this business. They believe in the company. They believe in you, and they believe in themselves. That's one of the biggest problems people have is they just don't believe in themselves a whole lot because they've never really achieved anything, of, and we're talking business, of value in business. They've never achieved a higher, they've been employees most of their life. They've been told what to do, work a 9 to 5, show up, I'll pay you for your time, rather than going out and have that entrepreneurial mindset of going out there and saying, you know what makes that person different than me? The person that owns that company or the person that's the CEO of it, what makes them different than me? They've got a brain. I got a brain. I mean, they put their pants on the same way as me. So, and that's what takes people some time to build up that confidence, that self-esteem, that leadership, that potential they all have. But prospecting, that's number 2. Got to hustle. Got to get out there. Got to spread the word. I'll give you an example. In fact, I feel kind of bad. I'm mad at myself because I didn't follow up. But I'm on the flight to Boston. My flight gets canceled. Check this out. So I'm supposed to fly on a red eye all night long. Okay, it's a 6-hour flight to Boston from San Diego, nonstop flight. So I was happy, nonstop, great. Well, they canceled my flight. They reroute me to Atlanta. But the good news was when they rerouted me to Atlanta, they flew me on a 767, which gave me a flatbed. The seat goes flat so you can sleep. And in fact, even Kenya Airways they got some flatbeds now. They fly it like to France and stuff, or London and New York. So anyhow, I got to sleep on the plane. The bummer was from Atlanta to Boston, I was in row 36. There's only 38 rows on the plane. They didn't have any more first class seats. So they bumped me to coach, but what they wanted to do was just get me there. And I understand that. They look for the best available flights. So I get on the plane, a lady sits next to me and a man sits next to her. And of course, there's 3 seats in coach. Well, the lady next to me, we start talking. Turns out she is just retired as a mechanical engineer. She actually designed engines for super jets for the military. And we're talking, top secret stuff. And she even had a high top secret clearance, in Washington. And we're talking. And of course, when we're talking, I always tell them what I do. Turns out her husband has some issues, health issues. So we start talking transfer factor. She says, send me the information. All right. So I've got her name is Beth. So again, that's the prospecting. If you're a networker, it gets in your blood. It's something that you just live. You do. It's like a musician. Ask any professional musician if they work 9 to 5. No, they might wake up at 3 a.m. with a song in their head, and they sit down and start writing. So this business is kind of the same way. Once it's in your blood and you're a networker, it's not what you do, it's who you are. I'm a networker. It's me. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a schedule. I don't even know what holidays there are except Christmas and Thanksgiving here in the US. Honestly. So I just do it. It's what we do. So once you start transitioning that mindset and that attitude that this is who I am now, I'm a networker. I am and always will be, because I love building people. I love building networks. I love, inviting and teaching and educating and being on the playing field, all that stuff. So the prospecting, it's all encompassing. It's not just Instagram posts. It's not just social media. It's not just, inviting someone on a Zoom. There's so much to prospecting. You live it. I'm going to go after I finish with you, I'm taking my dog Odin to the baseball field. We're going to go down the ball field and play. And I might run into someone there. You never know who you're going to meet. Okay. But now step 3 in my plan of action. By the way, my plan of action, if you don't have it, it's on my website. If you've not downloaded it, just go to my website, Media Library, English, 4-step simple proven plan of action by Dave Daughtrey. Download that, put it in your phone, just read it, learn it. But step 3 is a way
Dave, before you go to step 3, sorry to interrupt you. When they ask you, what do you do? How do you answer, Dave? What do you tell them?
I'm a networker. They go, what's that? Because anything that generates curiosity, okay? As soon as you say I'm a networker, I've had people say, oh, you mean you like hook up internet cables for people? No. And so I tell them, let me explain to you what I really mean as a networker. I build networks. In other words, I work from home. I work in the health and wellness industry. So I have a product that's unique, proprietary, exclusive. People are making money by going out and joining a network and helping build other people. And I don't have a memorized word for word script, but I can explain it a dozen different ways. It all means the same thing. Home-based business, building a international global network of people that have the same ideas and philosophies of good health, wellness, financial freedom. Who doesn't want that? See, even when you're talking to the person, you say, who doesn't want financial independence, financial freedom? Who doesn't want to live a good, healthy life? And that's what we teach. That's what we do right from home. We do have very unique products. Transfer factor. Have you heard of transfer factor? Guarantee you, they'll say, well, no. What's transfer factor? And so that opens that door to explain a little bit of the product. But when they ask me what I do, I either say I'm a networker, or I work from home. I have a home-based business in the health and wellness industry. And I work with people and teach them how to build a business from home using our tools. We've got special tools, websites and apps and things like that. Nowadays, the world is your oyster. It's your marketplace, the entire world. All right, because we live in an age of communication, information. So we've got a whole team of people. You ought to join. You ought to come and join and listen. We do opportunity trainings, we do meetings, we do all kinds, to help people achieve their dreams, using our network. So I tell people, what do you have to lose? It's just, maybe 30 minutes of time in your life that could change your life, and that's the approach I take. And so,
and when do these calls, like when we invite them to an opportunity call, when are the calls held?
Well, there are the English ones. Now, if Ogina is doing some opportunity meetings, I have to look at my calendar. I have to see, because aren't you? Say that again.
I'll also find out, because I don't think I've ever really been on an opportunity call. Like, I come for Monday trainings, and then Tuesday there's like product trainings or some sort of medical training. But to be honest, like I've studied a lot about the products since I joined. Now I understand quite well about the ingredients, the benefits, the uniqueness, but I haven't really found like a simple way to understand this is how the business makes money. These are the entry requirements. This is how much I need to invest in terms of time and money. Like I haven't really found that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That brings up something very important. One of the things that I believe that I need to help work on is
Uh-huh.
a quick start guide to help people
Uh-huh.
understand and getting started their business quickly. And two, what you just kind of said, the business presentation side of it. We have a PowerPoint. If you
Okay.
go, have you seen the PowerPoint, the English PowerPoint?
No, I think I'll look for that. The one I saw was of the young man who had 6 kids and he wanted to go from the 34% to the 64% side. But that was just a video. I think I'll check out
Okay.
the.
Before we finish up here, I'll show you the PowerPoint real quick.
Okay.
So the
Awesome.
third step in increasing your odds of success, I call it identifying the audience, identify the people that you're talking to. Again, it's about their needs. All right. And what I simply mean is that's why I asked you when you're going down there, who is it that you know, who's it that you're going to be presenting to? Because let's face it, there's different classes of people. Now, I call it the food chain. All right. The food
Yes.
chain. Now, at the bottom of the food chain, you're going to have people that live in unfortunate areas, whatever you want to call them. You know, you want to call them the I don't know what they call them in South Africa. Here in the States, they call them slums. They call them, just people that they're at a very lower class. They don't have any money. They can only put food up. They may even use food stamps to get their food, So if you go to them and you talk about starting a business, got to understand, you're talking to someone that doesn't have that mindset. All right. You're talking to someone that doesn't even have the wherewithal to probably get $100 to start their business.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I tell people that, look, you are who you associate with. If you're associating with the people at that level, you got to understand something. They're all trying to move up from that level. The only way they're going to move up from that level is by associating with people that's up from that level. You follow me?
Right.
So you've got to move up the food chain. Okay, that's another thing that when you told me you were going to school in Ohio and all that, I thought, you know what? Okay, great. It tells me that you're not at the bottom of the food chain. You follow me?
Right.
Now,
yes.
just because someone is broke doesn't mean they're poor. I'm an example of that. I lost everything. I was once I was a wealthy person, BMW, Mercedes, had all the toys, nice house by the beach, lost it all. Okay. But that just meant I was broke.
Happened?
I was with another network marketing company that went down.
Oh.
Yeah, it failed. And when that company went down, my dreams were crushed. But as I said before, once it's in your blood, it's like, okay, I know the benefits. It's kind of like marriage. If you pick the wrong person, all right, there's something called divorce. All right.
Right.
Well, when somebody says, well, marriages never work, that's not true. All right. They just picked the wrong person. Okay. The same thing applies in business and network marketing. If they say, well, it doesn't work, no one's going to blame themselves. They're not going to say, well, I picked the wrong company. I didn't really know the company. I didn't know the culture, their philosophy. I really didn't pay attention to the way they were running things. Of course they don't. They just get all excited. That's why a lot of Africans do that. They join these companies. And then when it fails, they don't blame themselves. They blame everyone else. You see? So that happened to me. But my mentors taught me 2 things. Never base tomorrow's successes on yesterday's failures. Move on, learn. Number 2, network marketing never fails anybody. It's a wonderful business model when it's run by people of experience and the right principles and values, right? So that's what happened to me, right? So again, talking about the food chain, right? I was someone who was living life on the upper end of the food chain, and I fell down to the lower end of the food chain because I was so broke I couldn't even pay attention. I tell people it was crazy. I was crazy broke. But but I knew I'd make it back. Okay. So I just had to get back up the food chain. You follow me? Which I've done.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yes.
when you approach people, yes, you need to identify. You'll know very quickly a bit about them. And if you're constantly focusing with people on the lower end of the food chain, it's going to take you a long time to mentor these people and get them to get comfortable to move up into the other classes of people, because all their associations are down at that level. That's where they are. That's who they associate with. If you move up into the middle class, all right, or even the upper side of the lower class, or the
Yeah.
lower side of the middle class, now you're talking to people that have a different mindset. Sometimes most of them will have jobs, and very, 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 very few of them are going to be business owners. You know what I'm saying? They'll have jobs. Now we've got to show them a better way. Do you want to have a job for the rest of your life and build someone else's dream working for them? Or would you rather build your own? Let me show you an option. See, this is part of the prospecting. When you're talking to someone, get to know them. What do you do? Oh, I work at such and such store. I'm a cashier. Okay. Would you like to learn to start your own business? Well, if they say, yeah, I'd like to know how, great. Come into our Zooms and we'll teach you. Or you might even spend 30 minutes with them, hitting these bullet points, working from home, using the tools, make sure you're on the Zooms, learning the system, the process, all that. Can't get into it all right now. I'm going to take 30 minutes of your time, but I want you to meet the team. The teams we work. Teamwork makes the dream work. All these things. So identifying people where they are is extremely important. All right. Now, when you go to South Africa, your friend, where would you say, what does she do for a living? Or he?
Okay, so I wanted to pitch the idea specifically to two ladies. One is a business owner.
Nice.
I met her in 2018. She's in manufacturing, and she makes beauty products, and she has a hair salon, spa. It's a really nice one. And actually, the last time I talked to her a few weeks back, she was talking about how difficult it is to make your own products and run your own business, and it's cutthroat. So she was pivoting, and she's done a course in trichology. So then I mentioned to her about transfer factor. I said, trichology, when people are having hair loss and alopecia and all that, they need good supplements to address the internal issues.
Right.
And she says, I'm thinking of manufacturing them. I said, don't bother. We've been in manufacturing. We know that your profit margin is so small. I found a company that has high quality supplements that can actually help your clients, and you get a really good margin from it, and you don't have to struggle with the whole manufacturing process. So that's where I left it. So I'm wondering, when I meet with her, because she said she'll make time for me, should I pitch the business to her or the products?
Both. But what I would do is, why don't you go there, talk to her. How long are you going to be in South Africa?
10 days.
Okay, great. I'd like to talk to her. All right. So
Awesome.
yeah. So just tell her you and I are business partners. You say, look, my business partner, just want you to know, and I tell people, be careful if you're going to play the card that I do $1 million a day of business. I'm a multimillionaire. I've got a role. I'll leave that up to you. All right. Because some people, they're impressed by that. Some people aren't. It's okay. The point is this, is that by bringing me in, I validate what you're saying. You see,
gotcha.
You're telling her, I come in behind, I validate, by just like you just said, look, why not partner with a company that's already doing the heavy lifting? They're taking care of all of the things that we just don't like to do. All right.
Right.
So now you get to focus on one thing. What does focus mean? You can compress a lifetime of work down into a few years by focusing and not having to deal with the headaches of having to manufacture, having a bunch of employees, having overhead costs, expenses, rents, and all that stuff. You just build a network. That's what we do. We're building a network. All these people in the network, they'll choose what products they want to use for themselves. All right. And that's really the whole concept of the concept of network marketing, So, but yeah, I'd love to talk to her. Now, obviously, she's not at the bottom end of the food chain.
Right.
So that means her associations, excuse me, my baby boy just came in here. Come on. Come on. I know. Say, look at Oregon. Hey, hang on. Say hi to Tricia. Look over here. Hey, mister. Say, look right here. Hey, what are you? Say hi. Say hi. Hi, 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 hi. Okay. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down, mister. Come on, lay down.
I like that.
So anyhow, he's my baby boy. I'm gonna take him
Yeah.
running after this call. So anyhow, that's what I do. When I talk to people, I try to, in my mind, I assess and even analyze their market. Who are they going to know? Okay.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Let's say you talk to someone that's a pastor.
Mhm.
They're pretty influential people. Okay. They're
Right.
pastors. Now, any good pastor would agree that God wants you to live a life of abundance, but he's not just going to give it to you on a silver platter, because part of that life of abundance is the part of development. So now you have to develop yourself. All right. You work on the certain skills, social skills, communication, leadership, all these things, even learning to live a life of contribution as opposed to a life of survival. That's what God
Right.
wants. So if you get a pastor that believes that, and they see For Life as a company that's a good cause, health and wellness, a noble business, helping people, and they say, Tricia, why don't you come and speak to our congregation on a Saturday or whatever? Obviously, if it's strictly religious, sometimes churches do things like that. They'll have like a class or a course on living a life of abundance. I spoke in front of a congregation of like 30,000 people one time in a cathedral. And that's my whole talk, was that God wants you to be successful. He wants it. But the question is, do you want it? You know, and if you do, how are you going to do that? My philosophy is simple. Everybody in life either lives a life of survival or a life of contribution, one or the other. Okay. Well, like I said, you can choose which life you want, but here's the thing. If you don't learn to live a life of abundance, a life of contribution, what would be the reason why? To me, there's only one or two reasons. No one has shown you how. In other words, they've not presented to you an option, a viable option to teach you and coach you and support you in learning that and building that. Or number two, you're lazy. You know, someone's willing to teach you and show you, but you just don't want it bad enough to pay the price. What's the price? Learning, developing, growing. That's really what it's all about, Tricia. Seriously. You could pick any company you want to work with in networking. I'm not going to say For Life is the only one out there, but where do you want to call your home? Where do you want to, who do you want to be with? You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy being around us and you like us, and you like our philosophy and our products and our culture and all that, you got a home. Now that's done and over with. All right. Now let's focus on growing. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you've got to do things that challenge you. Maybe the prospecting is challenging. Like you got to be more social than you were before. That's a skill you develop. Maybe you have to take on a leadership role. When you start talking to people, you're not going to sit back and rely on them. You're going to get in with them and say, look, let's do this together. You know people I don't know. You bring them to the table, me, Tricia, I'll start talking to them, presenting to them. Okay. Whether you have to use a whiteboard, whether you have to sit down and do it on a computer or iPad or cell phone, or just talk to them, or you a PowerPoint, however you share the information to them, you project it to them, that depends on your setting, your situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you want to be prepared to do a 5-minute presentation, just talking to someone. If it's a formal one, if this woman in South Africa, the one that was a salon, she says, yeah, I can get 30 people together for a meeting. Bring it on. Tell me.
Yeah.
If
I
I've got to
asked
get
her
up
already.
if
I
I've
asked
got
if
to
she
get up
could
at
help
3
with people.
a.m. and get showered up and splash cold water in my face, I'll do it. Because these are the things you have to be willing to do if you want to get up to that level of success. You see? So the identifying part is important. All right. So you've identified her. Who's the other one? You said you have a couple of ladies. Who's the other lady?
So the other one, she's originally from Kenya, but she's moved to South Africa like 20 years back. So she had a really good job. Then she stopped working, but she lives in a nice area. Yeah, she seems to have some independent income. And the last time I visited her, she also hosted me because she's related to my friend. And she was trying to do some small businesses. And the last thing she was doing, she was trying to sell some sex toys.
Okay.
And the business was flopping considerably. So she had all this inventory in her garage, and she was
Mhm.
clueless because she had been in the corporate world for so long. So I
Right.
was thinking, this time, if I speak with her, then this is a much better opportunity at doing business.
Is she already know you're coming?
Yes, I reached out to her. She knows I'm coming. We are going to meet together.
And so she's willing
Yes,
to obviously meet with you and talk with you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, there's another one, a classic example. She bought a bunch of inventory. Obviously, these are entrepreneurial minded people, which right
Yes.
there is a plus. All right. So these people already have the mindset, all right, of self-employment, not working for
Yes.
someone else. So that's out of the way. That's wonderful. Now we just have to
Mhm.
share with them an option that they can grow a business. All right. Bring them on board. And here's the thing. Here's the biggest mistake people make in this business. They
Mhm.
sign people up and they sit back and wait to see what's going to happen. No, you get in with them and make it happen. All right. The only way it's going to grow is as long as people are inviting people to join the network, to join the team. So as long as they're willing to do that and you're supporting them and your upline is
Mhm.
supporting them, and I don't know, Jennifer's your sponsor, right?
Right.
Okay. How active is she in the game?
Um, Jennifer is more active in terms of retail. Like she views it as a retail thing where she's just like, sell products to customers. But in terms of signing up, I don't find her very clued up.
Okay.
So Jessie is the one I'm trying to get time with so that
Good.
she can teach me. I spoke to Jessie today briefly and 2 days ago, and she said, you must bring 6 people and teach them to bring people. And that was the first time I was actually really understanding that. Like, because Gloria said, monkey see, monkey do. So I'm starting to connect the dots. So now I think I need to be clear in terms of the criteria. How do I know this is someone I should sign up as a downline to do the business, or someone who I should just keep as a customer?
And you're only going to find that out by talking to them. All right. Look,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Everybody, every single person is a potential networker because
Ah.
everybody knows somebody. Everybody's got a cell phone and there's names and numbers in that cell phone. All right.
Mm.
Chances are that person who has the names and numbers has some level of influence over
Mm.
those people. Not always, but most of the time, they've got a little bit of influence, enough to a point to say, you know what? I'm with my friend Trisha. She just shared something with me that I think is phenomenal. It's exciting. Can we tell you
Mm.
about it? All right. That's
Oh.
simple. And the person would say, yeah, what is it? See, strength in numbers, meaning that you don't want that person to go out by themselves and try to
Mm.
present this business to everybody because
Right.
because not many people have the tenacity to hang in there when all these people say, oh, I was in Longridge, doesn't work. I was in BF Zuma, didn't work. I
Mm.
was in Neolife or
Oh, yes, I
GNLD,
believe it.
didn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why they need upline support. All right.
Ah,
That's
okay.
that's that is critical. All right. Now, if they're already a networker, maybe
Yeah.
they were in Forever Living, or maybe
Mm.
they still are in a company like Ogina. Ogina was in
Yeah.
Forever Living, and so was Jesse.
Mhm.
And I pulled them over to For Life because of the
Oh.
things we talked about, timing. All right. Timing being the first ones to open up a market, number one. Also, number two, having something that's not a Me Too product. Aloe vera it's all over out there. And also, um, uh, the growth curve of a company. Forever Living is a dinosaur. They've been around for a long, long. So you're basically swimming against the current when you go out and talk to someone about something they've already made a mental decision. Oh, I've heard of it. No, I've heard of it. Well, now you've got to try to convince them about things that they may have already heard before, but they're going to
Yeah.
hear again why it's different. For Life, transfer factor. I promise you. You talk to 100 people in South Africa, I don't think you'll find one that's going to say, "Oh yeah, I know it." It's wide open market. So
Wow.
that's got its pros and its cons. Being a pioneer is not easy. Being a pioneer takes someone with thick skin because it's you against them. You got a lot of people, I call them the crocodiles. You know, they're the ones that you're going to try to convince you that it's not going to work. So it's you against an entire country almost. But you go
I
out
have a
there.
skin.
But
I have a skin.
if you got thick skin and you've got all and that frankly, that's the reason why I'm talking to you, because I honestly believe you have everything it takes to be a platinum international diamond. All right.
Yay.
So you're working right now, Africa a bit. Let's get you in the States. We want to get you in markets where For Life actually has a corporate presence. All right.
Yes.
You know, now I've seen people get to gold in markets where For Life doesn't even have a corporate office. Mongolia is a good example. All right. Oyuma in Mongolia. You can't even do the business in the wintertime, Mongolia. You know, in Mongolia, it's like negative 30 degrees in Ulaanbaatar. It's horrible. But yet Oyuma, she made it to gold without a corporate office. So my point is this: the best way you'll move up, you know, into the other ranks is by utilizing the tools available for you to also expand your business into other markets like the US. Okay.
Yes.
But I identify, that was the third step. Identify, you know, these people, what is their circle of contacts like, and then encourage them. I mean, the best thing that could happen to you while you're there is for you to be doing a meeting with these people. Excuse me, doing a meeting. All right, mister, we're going to go in a minute. Come on. Odin, sit. Down. There you go. Relax. I've been gone for a week. He hasn't seen me. So that's why he's like that. But so anyhow,
so should I try and get them all together at the same time?
That's what I was going to say. Well, first of all, the best thing that could happen is for you to get to those people, those ladies and anybody else you might know quickly, and say, look, while I'm here, do you think you can reach out? I know, and Christmas is coming too. So you want to try to do this quickly. I mean, if you're gone 10 days, you're going to be there during Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. So ask them if they can put some people together, even if it's on a Zoom, if they can say, look, I'm going to reach out to some people, however many they can. What a great story. Keep in mind too, this is a storytelling business. What a great story. You know, you went there at Christmas time. You know, people were busy, things going on. They're getting their hair all fixed up for the Christmas parties and stuff. And yet you still were able to put together a room full of 10 people or a Zoom with 10 or 20 people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to get them together, it physically is always better because, again, you've got the like factor, the look factor, you're presentable. I don't think you have any problem meeting and greeting people. Then you bring me in from California. I get on a Zoom, you know, talking to them. If there's a way I can do it where they can hear me. The other option is just doing a Zoom and let me know. Obviously, the best time for me is my morning, your evening, because if we go your morning, chances of getting people is less because they have jobs and they're busy. But if we hit them at their 7 p.m., let's say, that's my 9 a.m. So, but yes, absolutely. This is all about numbers, getting them to get people together. You know what I'm saying, and working with them. If you're doing it one at a time, I'm going to talk to you, and then you leave South Africa. You know, yeah, maybe we can do by Zoom. That's fine. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I'm just saying that there's a lot to be said about momentum, and momentum is gained when you get people under the idea of, you know what, let's do this. Let's go for this. I got 20 people I can bring to the table. And the other lady says, well, I got 15. Great. You know, and then we get to do one presentation in front of all these people and get them all excited, you know, and yeah, there's going to be some that aren't going to do anything, but you know what, when you have numbers like that, it creates an energy, creates an excitement, a synergy. And that's one of the great things about this business, strength in numbers and law of averages. So, but those are my fourth step, by the way, we don't even need to get into really. I call it solidify. And solidify just simply means that you keep your relationship strong. You stay in contact with your people. You do little things, like maybe sending out a little Christmas, email to blasting out an email to all of them saying, thank
Okay.
you for being part of of Team Trisha. This is Team Trisha here. I want to thank you all for being part of my team. I love you all. Just things like that, and that,
Oh,
frankly,
okay, I'll do that.
what's that?
I'll do that. I love staying in touch with people. So yeah, I can work on solidifying. I think we'll have another session, Dave, where now we can focus on the people in America, because I have like one of my best friends. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. She's now very deep into Purium. She's still in Ohio, and she's doing the Purium. You've heard of Purium, right?
No, what is that?
It's a new American multi-level marketing company, and they have a series of vegan superfoods. So like the power shake, the the tart cherry for sleep and all that. So now she's deep into that,
Okay.
which is also an MLM, but they don't
Okay.
have any, transfersuticals or anything. So I want to reach out to her. And then here in Kenya, there's some potential because years ago, I built like a Facebook group, which kind of is like almost dormant now. I mean, it still has activity, but I haven't shown up for a while. And it has over 100,000 people.
Wow.
So yes, they were following for natural hair and wellness information. And I think I just got kind of burnt out.
Fire that
after
baby back up. Yeah.
yeah. Now I have a message. Now I have transfer factor. And
Yes.
they know me. There's that know, like, and trust, at least for some of them, not the new ones. So yeah, we can work on that in the new year.
Yeah. See, you've got a lot of avenues, you know what I'm saying? My feeling is you just need to create massive action. Massive action means you're doing all of it. And yes, it's going to take time. It's going to consume a lot of your life right now. Do you have kids?
I have one. She's 15.
Oh, okay. So she's, she probably takes care of herself pretty well. I mean, obviously you gotta, that's an age where you want to keep an eye on them, but at the same time, I've got 5 kids. So you let them become a little more independent as they get older, but it's not like you've got a 2 or 3-year-old that you have to constantly be watching over at home. So, great. You got a home-based business, you work in your own hours. So yes, I'm just telling you that you can be the one to break wide open Africa. All right. Now, having said that, the challenge we have, and it's the same challenge we've had in every country when we opened it,
yes,
is that, keep in mind, 4Life is not there with an office. Therefore, in order to cover all of our expenses, we're buying a product at the USA price. And now we're sending it over to Africa. And therefore, we have to pay people to do the administration and all these things I said that I hate doing, frankly, in a way we are doing, because the distributors don't have to do it, but I do in a way. Now, it's not like Ojina, he runs Kenya. That's his baby. Bev runs South Africa. That's her baby. Now they get support. They do get support from me. I provide all the product. That's all my inventory, my product. Okay.
Gotcha.
So to think about it, like I just shipped 1,500 pounds. All right. That's almost a ton of product on a plane. It just arrived yesterday, I think, in Kenya.
Yes.
So a lot of product. Well, that probably, if I had to guess, we're talking over $100,000 of product. So someone has to pay for that product. I did.
Yes.
So now I bought that product at the USA price. I had to pay shipping, which is probably $6,000 or $7,000. You have to pay clearing in Kenya, all right? Because we don't do things illegally. We do it legally. So by the time all these things are paid for, and then you got to pay for rent for the office, you got to pay if you got people working, their employees. Then if you got an office in Kericho and Nakuru, you got to pay for so that all has to be built in the cost of the product. Now, if 4Life established a presence over there, yes, they'd still have the same expenses. Expenses don't change, you know what I'm saying? But they might be able to dip into a little bit of their US reserves to help balance those expenses. You follow me? Or because they're all over the world now. So the point I'm trying to make is this. When you work other markets, like the US market, transfer factor plus here is $60 a bottle. All right.
Yeah, it's so much cheaper.
Well, it's a little bit cheaper, I agree, but it's not that way in other markets like Colombia. In Colombia, it's like $82 or $83 a bottle. All right. And that's simply because they've got such high taxation,
Yes.
high cost. So that's just, so the point I'm trying to make is there are some people that might say, oh, it's so expensive. My retort to that is this. One, okay, what value do you put on your health? If you've got to go, to doctors and pay for medicine, and I understand sometimes governments help pay for this stuff, but do you want to depend on that stuff for your health, your future? Number one. Number two, if you compare the price of our product around other markets and so forth, it's comparable.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very close. Number three, it's a 100 life point program. You can choose any products that you want to consume for your health and wellness, but it's 100 life points to be in the network and learn and grow and develop and be part of the system in building. So it falls back to the Amway concept. You've heard of Amway, right?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what their concept is.
They started in 1958. They're one of the very oldest. Okay. Their whole marketing was this. They started with soap, simple soap, dish soap, laundry soap. Okay. They said, look, everybody buys this at the store. Rather than buying it at the store, buy it from someone you know and support them. So what it was selling the networking concept, building a network, you see. So the product of Amway was Amway. It was the concept. And today they're like a $12 billion a year company. They're huge all over the world. And they've created a lot of millionaires. But it was the concept of the network. And frankly, that's why people join these other companies, whether it's BF Zuma or GNLD. They didn't join it because they were thrilled about selling, pills and tablets and whatnot. They joined it because they see the benefits of the business. But the problem most of them have is they treat it like a lottery. I'm going to get in, talk to a few people, I'm going to get them excited, and I just hit the lottery. No, you didn't. You're going to work your ass off, excuse my language, for many years, and you're going to build a network. It's the effort that goes into it is no different than the effort to start up any business. All right. It's effort. The only difference here is you duplicate your effort by duplicating and teaching other people, those that grasp the same concept. And you only need a few. You're going to count on one hand, Tricia, your lifelong leaders. They're the ones that help you get to platinum because you help them get to gold. All right. And that's a good selling point too. Tricia, I'm going to climb this mountain to platinum. I love this. I'm going to do this. And I'd like you to come with me. Let's do it together. Let's have fun. Let's prospect together. Stop to people. Let's build the network together. All right. This is not a lottery. It is going to take effort, but trust me, you can find 3 to 5 people in all of Africa. Well, Kenya and South Africa. We're not going to Congo. All right. We're leaving the other markets alone. But the markets where we are, you can find 3 to 5 people that get the vision and they want to do this. Amway, while you're down there off the freeway in Johannesburg, there's an Amway building. You might even see it. You can ask the ladies at you to say, I was talking to Dave and he said there's an Amway. It's like a 3-story building. So Amway is big in South Africa. Herbalife. I was at whenever I go to South Africa, I always stay at the Intercontinental in Sandton. It's at Nelson Mandela Square. In fact, it's connected by a bridge to Nelson Mandela Square. And there's the Sandton Convention Center right there. Well, I was coming back in I think it was an Uber, coming back to the hotel after meeting Bev. And the driver was trying to go down the street. It was packed with people. It must have been 10,000 people. And I asked the driver, I said, well, what's going on? Why so many people? He said, look up. I look up the window, Herbalife flags. Okay. Now, I don't know if Herbalife or not, but Herbalife is a multi-billion-dollar, company. And they built their business in the beginning all on weight loss. They had a pin. Everybody wore a pin. Lose weight now. Ask me how.
Ask me how. I remember.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a Herbalife pin. And Mark Hughes and company and those guys, they built an empire just on that.
Wow.
So anyhow, I really believe that you have everything it takes to just be a superstar networker. But that's going to require good leadership as well.
Okay.
You know, you see yourself on stage one day talking to thousands of people, motivating them and training them and all that. And that's, you know, some people are afraid of that. I think it's kind of fun. I get a rush out of it. But,
Yeah, I like talking to people, actually. I like public speaking. I love motivating folks. I think I just haven't found the right message or the right tool yet. But I'm really looking forward to it, because like with my Facebook group, which we ended up, you know, trying to create products for, our tagline is growing together. Like I've always been big about growing people.
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, let me just share this with you too.
Okay.
I look at Kenya, the Kenyan distributors, and frankly, I see the focus has always been on what Jennifer's doing. They're all focusing on selling bottles of product. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a different philosophy, and it's okay. You know, they can do what they do. I love them. I appreciate them. I love all of my customers as well. But I'm not in the business of moving bottles. I'm in the business of moving people. And by moving people, they will all decide what they want to consume for their qualification each month. Everyone has their own needs. Now, does that mean that when I'm presenting to someone, like that lady on the plane, when she says her husband has a health challenge, do I just kick him to the curb and say, forget, I'm not going to talk to you anymore? No, I'll sell her the product, but that's not my focus. My focus is building the network, because that's what's going to get you to the top. And that's what's going to basically, you know, eventually expose you to the world. Pretty soon, it's like, you know, everyone's talking about Trisha. Man, you got to see Trisha. She's on the radio the other day talking about this or that. You know, Trish is like this African superstar, you know, seriously. But keep in mind, people don't realize the years of work it took for someone to get up to that level of exposure. You see, but that's the process of the network. Like I just got a message from someone. I think it was an email. Somehow I got on Zoom. I got on Zoom on my phone as well. I don't need to do that. Let me get off of there. I got an email the other day from someone. I thought it was quite interesting. Let me just tell you what they said real quick. Interview request. Hi, Dave. I would like to do a featured story about your story and your company. It would be published at techcompanynews.com. All right. Your story will be featured on our main page. All right, which currently has about 1.3 million followers. So I get stuff like that. The only reason I get stuff, I don't even know this person, Milan, editor-in-chief in Italy. I don't know. But the point is that I would not have gotten something like that 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? The reason I got something like that now is because I've worked my way up in the world and have kind of gone from an unknown to a known successful person. You know, that takes time. It takes effort, you know? So, you know, what I just encourage you is always keep your eye, you know, on the future, all right? On your, whatever your main goal, and I don't even know what your main goal is. If your goal is to, you know, whether it's a rank, gold, platinum, whatever, we name them things, but just simply means that you have a big network at that point. Or if your goal is to help so many people change their lives financially, so now you're contributing to their success, helping them, whatever it is, you know, we can help you achieve that. And that's,
I want to do 6K a month, like within a year. Can I do that, Dave? If I work really hard?
You can. If you're working hard and you're teaching and you're duplicating. But let me say this. We need to create a fast start guide, so that people can the first thing you tell them, look, sign up, get your products, This is a simple 25-page or 20-page quick start little e-guide. Okay. Read it, read it, and read it, and read it over and over and over again. All right. And that's the beginning of your business. All right. And then the next one is going to be obviously a bit, and I'm working on a book called Upline. All right. I want to present a book about how Upline serves the right philosophy of networking, building a network. But we need to start out with a quick start guide. All right. So, you know, you have a higher education than me, Tricia. I don't have a college education, high school. That's it. What I have was just a desire to learn and grow. I'm a good storyteller. I'm a good motivator. All right.
Awesome.
Sometimes I need to collaborate with others too, in order to bring out the best in me. You know, I need someone else to help with that, because maybe what I bring to the table stimulates their creative juices and brings out the best in them. You know what I'm saying? So collaborating. So I think I'm going to be reaching out to you now and then, collaborating on some of the things, ideas and things that you're doing.
Okay.
A couple of reasons. One, you're fresh. You know what I'm saying? You bring a fresh mind to the table, but also you're more connected to, I believe, the younger generation than I am. I'm an old timer. I did things the old way of one-on-one present. I call it belly button to belly button, talking to people, meeting them at a restaurant or a cafe, sponsoring them, and just working with them and working with them and working with them and working with them, and not letting go. Once I got a hold of them, you know, the only way that I let go of someone that I've sponsored is if they look at me in the eye and say, "Ain't gonna do this anymore." And then I'm gonna say, "Why? Explain to me why. What is it you don't want? The financial freedom, the success, the health and wellness? What is it that you don't want?" Now, these are people that I have personally brought in, because I've solidified my relationship with them, that I can get to the point where we're good enough friends and there was a level of trust. Explain to me, did I offend you somehow? Did something happen? And it's happened. I've lost some people. Look, no one's perfect. No one has 100% success, and everybody they recruit, they sponsor, you know, but it came down most of the time, their personal life, their personal things in their life. It could have been a spouse. My spouse hates this. She says I'm taking time away from the kids. You know, she doesn't want me doing so. When it comes to a point where I know I'm not going to win the battle, I just have to say, look, next, it's easier to give birth than raise the dead. True.
Touché. Actually, so and one thing I'd like to volunteer, maybe you already have someone, but I would love to help out with editing your book. At least being one of the sub-editors, because I worked as a journalist. And as I'm, you know, if I can help with, you know, going through some of the manuscripts before you send them to whoever you're sending them to, it would also be learning for me, and it would, in some ways, it would make your work easier.
No, I would love that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I have a person who does that editing, but it's always nice to have, you know, a couple of different eyes and ears and so forth. So no problem. I've got a lot of things on paper. I've just got to now put it into a document, get it all into like Word or, you know, and get it into the right chapters, because right now it's like a storyboard, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of just moving things around,
that is so cool.
wanting it to flow properly. But that's basically it. You know, a lot of the philosophies of our business are all in there, and they're intertwined with some of my stories, you know, things I've been through, you know, how I got over, you know, through a learning curve, you know, a challenge, things like that. So stories sell, facts tell. People love stories, but facts also give information, which is knowledge. Knowledge is power, all that. So it all ties in together. So, so when are you leaving again? You said Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, I leave Monday night. Monday night I leave. Yeah.
All right. You flying on Kenya Airways or South Africa?
I'm flying with Ethiopian Airlines. Yeah, and I'm going to work hard to touch base with like a lot of people. Now you've got my head you know, the wheels are spinning, because I did make friends with people who work, some chemical engineers, some scientists, the last time I was there in 2018. And then now I have even 2 clients who want to get a wellness checkup, because, you know, that's my hustle. And both of them are working, you know, for some international organizations. So they have the money. They can afford the Ford Life. So I'm gonna just write down my prospects and come up with like a plan.
The other thing you need to do too is track your work. In other words, we have the app. The app is a CRM, you know. So in other words,
Oh,
yeah, let me show you real quick. Let's do a real quick. Two things I want to show you before I let you go. So let me get back on Zoom on my phone here.
okay. Wow. I created my shop on the app. I've been sending the link just to give clients an idea of the products.
Nice.
I've made 3 categories so far. I think 4 categories.
Nice. No audio. Stay
Thank you.
co-host. Got it. Okay, so let me share my screen.
Oh, it's a CRM. How cool is that? My goodness.
So I mean, it's not a sophisticated CRM, but let me show you real quick. So if you open up the app, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, open up the app, go to your dashboard or your menu at the top there. See where it says contacts?
Uh-huh.
That would basically be all the contacts in your cell phone.
How do I access the contacts on that? I think, do I have to give it permission?
I think mine did it automatically.
Oh, okay.
So
Contacts. Oh.
are you talking on your cell phone or are you on a computer? Looks like you're on a cell phone.
Yes, I'm on the cell phone and I've opened the For Life app so I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. And you clicked on contacts.
Yes.
Do you see at the top the legend where you got a finger up, you got the shopping bag, you got a thumbs down?
Yes.
Okay. So just pick someone, like if I pick right here, Aaron McLean, okay, you can see Aaron McLean on my screen.
Yes,
By
I
the way,
can.
he's a professional guitarist. He's played all over the world.
Wow.
He's right now he's the musical director for Air Supply. But he's played with Mark Anthony, Jennifer Lopez. So anyhow, if I click the 3 dots over here,
Mm-hmm.
I can put notes. See that? I can say something like interested in the opportunity, call back in a week.
Oh,
Now, do you see above that it says category?
yes.
I would give him a prospective affiliate. There we go.
Mhm.
Now, you see the icon next to him?
Yes.
So if I go to the top legend up top there and I click on all prospective affiliates, it's going to give me the whole list of them. Now, obviously, he's the only one I've done, you know, to show you right now. But if I was proud, like I talked to Beth, the lady on the airplane. All right. So let's go to her real quick. Contacts. She would be under here under B. The only thing about this, you have to scroll to find everyone. That right there, Beth Shoemaker. Do you see Beth Shoemaker?
Yes.
So I can go ahead and click the 3 dots and categorize her as a prospective customer. Husband has health challenges.
That's fantastic.
All right. Now, if you look next to that would be, I think, right there. Click the shopping bag. Those are prospective customers. So if you just kind of keep track real quick, take the 30 seconds it takes to categorize them, maybe make a note, it could pay dividends down the road. Because look, we say the fortune is in the follow-up.
Oh, yes.
Following up with people, because not everyone's going to jump at it right away. I can't tell you how many follow-up calls I made with people. And you get to a point where you don't have to necessarily follow up anymore with people because your time gets limited because you're now working with the team that you've developed. You see,
Right.
it's kind of like if you're creating a soccer team, a football team. In the beginning, you're just trying to find players. You'll take anybody. If you can kick a ball, I'll take you. But then as the players develop and new players come on board, you start getting more selective. more selective about who you're focusing on because they got a lot of potential and they're working hard. Maybe you got someone that comes to the table with more talent. You know, they're like, you bring in a guy like Messi. I don't know much about football, soccer, but or
Yeah.
Ronaldo, these like world superstar mega soccer players, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you land one of those guys, you don't have to teach them much of anything. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
but the point is you're developing the Trisha team Trisha, you know? And so as you're doing that, that's the identifying part. But in the beginning, you'll take anybody. You'll even take the next door neighbor's dog as long as they'll lead to the owner. Serious.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Oh.
networking, but as time goes by, your
Mm-hmm.
follow-up starts to become less and less because you're not going to, why would you go back and try to, convince someone that you've talked to 3 or 4 times before when you
Right.
already now have your base built and your time, your focus, your days are consumed working with your current team of people. Now, but you can be smart about something. You can create a
Yes.
Trisha newsletter, something, and reach
Like an
out to all
email,
these
right?
people and drip on them, drip, 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 drip. Maybe something like, hey, just letting y'all know I'm off to the Bahamas next week with my team. We got 20 people that won the trip. We're all excited. You know, for all paid for by 4Life. 2 of us get to go for winter. So we're taking our significant others. Some are taking their kids. Man, I'd love to have you with us. It's so much fun. If you're ever interested, let me know. Drip, 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 drip. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And again, that all happens as you're building, I don't need to talk about social media. You know that better than I do. But the point
Yeah.
is,
I prefer in person. Like social media is great for just like blasting, like a billboard, but
yes,
networking in person. And now you have my head spinning and my mind is open because like my dad is in Toastmasters. So he has like a whole network with Toastmasters. And sometimes we entertain at my parents' house. And then
like,
the
where does your
last
dad live?
party, he lives in Westlands. He lives in Westlands.
My gosh,
Um,
I'd love to tap into that network.
Yeah, and the last party we had like a couple of months back, it was a salsa party and then it was a Toastmasters speech thingy. So all these salsa dancers, people who are interested in that, and then there were a bunch of like politicians, nice people though. I mean, not the nasty politicians. Like one girl who was in school with my younger brother, and she's just come off her term being the deputy governor, and right now she's sort of in between. She's very much an idealist, and she asked me what can she use because she's forgetting stuff now. She's getting all this brain fog, and I told her about transfer factor recall, but I need to follow up with her not as a customer, but as an affiliate because she has a massive network. She's a politician.
That's what I'm telling you, Trisha, is that you just need to focus on building your network. And
Okay.
maybe you need to get a little bit, I'm not gonna say fanatical because you don't want to come across as being a crazy lunatic, but
Yeah.
your mind is always thinking about building your network, your network, bringing people into the Trisha team, the Trisha the 4Life family, but team Trisha, you know, and maybe even branding yourself a little bit, you know. I know right now you're on Jesse's team. What does she call her team?
I don't even know. She calls herself Coach Jessie, but
I think she's got a
yeah.
team, 4Life Kenya or Kenya something. Anyhow, the point is this: there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with branding yourself as well. Now, 4Life
Oh,
is your family, no doubt about it.
yes,
4Life, that is
yes.
your company, but there's nothing wrong at all in branding yourself as you build. And that's
Mm.
where I come in. I'll be edifying you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is a great opportunity. It's a privilege for me, Dave, to be able to learn from you.
Well, thank you. And likewise, the
Yeah.
feeling's mutual. The last thing I want to show you real quick is the PowerPoint, just so you know where it is. Let me share
Okay.
my screen here. Let's see here. So if you go to my website,
Mm-hmm.
davedaughtry.com, you know my website, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I do.
Click on Education Library. training documents.
Uh-huh.
And what that does, it just basically opens up my Dropbox.
Yes.
And I've got English documents. Come on, we'll leave in a minute. Lay down. And there you go right there. See the, that's dated
Okay.
November 8th, English for Life Opportunity presentation.
Okay, I see.
So that's it right there. 5-star opportunity. Whoops, my bad. Let me go back here. Let me just download it real fast. Okay, downloading. So download it into your devices. It's also in a PDF, by the way. It should be in PDF. Let me go back and look real quick. What's going on? All right, get through that. Life Rewards Plan PDF. Force that. I thought I had that in PDF. There's my plan of action, PowerPoint, Life Rewards. Boy, I could have sworn it. Anyhow, it can be converted to PDF. It's real simple. In fact, I can do that right now, but let me open it up. The PowerPoint. And so this PowerPoint is meant to be a 30-minute maximum presentation. Okay. And these are the slides. And it's really all about, first of all, talking about the challenges that we live in. Can you see my screen okay or no?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. So the challenges that we live in, you can actually see the PowerPoint?
PowerPoint?
No.
Actually, no, I just see.
Let me
I
open
can
up the
see
PowerPoint. I was going to say, I don't think, because when you switch applications in Zoom, you have to reshare it. Now you'll see the PowerPoint. Tell me when you can see it. Can you see the PowerPoint now?
See it. Yes,
Okay.
I see that.
Okay, so first slide, 5-star opportunity. Second slide, talking about the challenges that we live in, which people, and again, I'm just trying to set the stage. We've had health threats, pandemics, financial challenges, inflation, recessions, global crises going on, wars. It's just, we live in a world that's increasing full of these things, okay?
Okay.
But that doesn't change the fact that people still have hopes and dreams. Everybody still dreams of a life of abundance, a life of health and wellness, financial freedom, and a life of happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. So what are the options that you have out there? Get another job, go to school, get another degree, start your own traditional business. And we all know the negative parts of that. Get another job. Work 20 jobs. Don't have any time to do anything. And you're working for someone else. Go back to school. Well, you can do that, but I know a lot of people that get their PhDs, and P still stands for poor. They're just, they're real smart, but they're not making any more money.
Yeah.
So start your own.
They say PhD is permanent head damage.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that. Use that term. Start your own traditional business. Well, when you talk to your salon friend, she'll understand that's got its downsides. All the headaches you have to deal with. Well, let's talk about partnering with a successful company and a successful team and build a global network. All right. That's what I want to talk to you about. Now, in order to do that, you have to work with these 3 pillars: globalization, meaning that the world has become smaller through communication, information. You want to take advantage of that. Here we are, a multinational company. You can live in South Africa and have your network expanding all over the world. Rentability. Rentability simply means that you can earn a residual income. What if you owned 100 different properties? You'd be renting them out. They'd be bringing you a passive income. That's what this does. It creates a passive income because you now are developing a team, a network of people that are all consuming products that they love and they enjoy, and you're earning a residual from that. Rentability. Community. You don't want to do anything by yourself. Teamwork always makes the dream work. Working with a community of people, all moving the same direction with common causes and philosophies. All right, working together, working community. The next one, benefits versus risk. Let's talk about the benefits of this option I'm presenting to you. All right, it's a turnkey system. You get your own e-commerce website. You've got an app for your cell phone. All right, you've got all these things at your disposal, and guess what it costs you? Nothing. If you try to develop a website like 4Life has, if you try to develop cell phone apps like they have, what would it cost? Hundreds of thousands of dollars eventually in multiple languages, multiple countries. What about investment? Everybody knows to start a business, it costs money. Who has a lot of capital to start? Not many people. Here, your investment is minimal and your monthly investment is in yourself. You're investing in yourself, in your own health and wellness. And to me, that's an important concept, because you're not going to spend money on overhead expenses like rents and office, employees, taxes, licenses, all that stuff. Your expenses, it's on you consuming the product. That's it. Work with a team of like-minded entrepreneurs. Earn while you learn. That's also critical. You talk about going back to school. You go back to college, are they going to pay you while you sit in class? No. Here, you're going to get the best education you can with your skills, and you're going to earn while you're learning and getting paid for what you start. Start this today, build up the network, build up the team. Well, a year, 6 years, 10 years from now, you're going to get paid from your efforts today. Then we talk about the industry, health and wellness, $4.2 trillion industry. It's a big pie. Everything from weight loss, immune health, mental health, everything, skin, anti-aging. It's a $4.2 trillion industry. That's the industry we're in. 4Life is our company. And then we go through the company real quick. Why 4Life? There's a video that plays right here of David and Bianca. There's no sound to it. In fact, let me just show you that slide real quick. Okay. Actually, I got to go back to trigger it. So this is where some of the videos come in. When you go to next, it's just a video playing in a window, but you're telling them 25-year debt. We manufacture a product. We don't just buy a product and resell it. They're innovative. They're patented. There's 1,000 employees ready to serve you. They'll process the payments. They'll ship the products. They'll service all of your affiliates and residual income. We're in over 70 countries, 60 worldwide patents on our technology.
Wow.
That's strange. I just stopped. Am I sharing still or no?
It stopped.
It always does that when I get to that video for some reason. Let me go back to that real quick.
This presentation makes it so easy. This is great.
Yeah, this PowerPoint's awesome.
You can totally do a webinar with this. This is so cool.
Oh, easily. Let me, I need to share the sound, but if you've not seen this video, Tricia, this video is awesome. It's in your app too.
Oh, okay. I'll snoop around the app more. I was focusing on the product pages. Oh,
why is it not playing? What's going on here? Strange. Okay, escape. Come on, Dave. Why is that not playing? Let me just check real quick what's going on with that. PowerPoint. Back to here. Back to share. Okay. Tell me when you can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
Whoops, hang on. I messed up. I've got to share the sound. Oh, it's sharing the sound. Okay. Okay, there we go. Share.
To activate the immune system within 2 hours. Transfer factors aren't vitamins, minerals, or herbs. They are molecules that transfer immune memory and knowledge from one cell to another. They teach your immune system to recognize, respond to, and remember potential threats. 4Life transfer factors provide vital information and education to your immune system. Let's follow the path of transfer factors through the body as they raise your immune IQ. First, the capsule travels down your esophagus to the stomach. There, it dissolves, and the individual transfer factor molecules are released. The transfer factor molecules enter the intestines, where they encounter groups of immune cells called Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are concentrated centers of immune cells, and this is where 4-Life transfer factor begins educating your immune system. They support many different kinds of immune cells, such as natural killer cells, T cells, B cells, macrophages, and more. When the transfer factors encounter an uneducated immune cell, they enter and educate that cell so it can better recognize, respond to, and remember health threats. From there, the newly educated cell creates more transfer factors to place on its surface. As educated immune cells come into contact with uneducated immune cells, they pass their immune system knowledge to those cells. The education spreads cell to cell until it reaches a lymph node, a concentrated source of immune system cells. Here, the educated cells work quickly to transfer their immune system knowledge, and soon all the cells in the lymph node have transfer factors to pass to the rest of the immune cells in your body. This transfer of immune knowledge spreads throughout the body until your entire immune system is fortified by transfer factors, making for a smarter and more vigilant immune system. Try 4-Life transfer factor products today to raise your immune IQ.
Have you seen that video before?
Never. If I had this during COVID, we would have made a killing.
Trisha, this is all in your app. I'll show you in a second. Let me just,
Oh.
I'm gonna blow through this real quick here. So
Yeah.
now when we talk 4-Life, we've got skincare, anti-aging, this is gold factor. I love talking about gold factor, by the way. You need to learn a lot about gold factor. That product, you can build an empire just on gold factor. All right.
Oh.
That gold factor, when you talk about telomerase, telomeres, which are on the tails on your chromosomes, gold factor, it delays the shortening or shrinking or degradation of telomeres. By delaying that process, you now have delayed the aging process. We've proven that.
So that's
we have a clinical study.
That's better than the resveratrol, because that's its competitor.
Yes, absolutely. The gold factor is amazing when it comes to anti-aging and also reversing age-related diseases like arthritis. So digestive health, fitness, transform, general wellness, immune wellness. We've got many products.
Okay.
Now, there's 4 ways to participate in 4-Life. Okay, 4 ways. You can choose to be a customer, and you go through that being a customer, what the benefits are. Now, you might have to edit this.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to see here, you have loyalty, you have redeemable credits in South Africa.
But we don't do 25% discount for customers here, do we? I don't think so.
These are people that sign up as a customer. So when they sign up as a customer, they're a 4-Life customer, not necessarily your customer.
Right.
In other words, they join 4-Life. So yes, if they buy over 100 life points, they get here. It's not a 25% discount. It's a 25% rebate. It comes back in your check.
Okay.
So you might want to change that. Get an extra 25% rebate, every month when you purchase over 100. So if you, Trisha, bought 200 life points in the month of December on your account, well, it's only 100 life points to qualify. So that second 100 life points, you'll get $25 back to you in your check.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here in the States, because it's a 4-Life corporate market, when you're buying that second 100 life points, the system automatically discounts it on your purchase.
Yeah. I saw that because I also bought from the States I was testing the 4-Life website there on the app. So I'm having my own order shipped in. But the rest I normally channel them to our office here, especially for
you can look, hey, I don't care how you qualify. If you want to buy your product from the States, that's up to you. Now, obviously, we don't want to duplicate that with people, because the only way we're going to be able to sustain having, a market over there and have products OTG, which means on the ground, is by having to mark them up. You're not going to be able to build a real successful network having everybody buy their product in the US and ship it over to themselves. That's just not a duplicatable
and the shipping is expensive, so it's not really sustainable.
That's right.
shipping them to Kenya is also costly individually. So yeah, we'd rather use the office.
Right. Brand ambassador program. Delete this slide. So you're going to have to alter this a little bit. The brand
sure.
ambassador program is only in the US right now. And that's people that they can join. They have to fill out a form. They become a brand ambassador. It simply means that they have to have over 1,000 influencees. You know, they influence 1,000 people on their social media, and they're willing to make, I think it's 2 posts a week on For Life. You know, so they shout out 2 times a week. There's a brand ambassador. They're not building a network. They can't sign anybody up. Therefore, they don't have to do 100 life points a month. They don't have to do anything. They just shout out, and people buy the product through their brand ambassador platform, their website. But we don't have that in anywhere but the US. So you have to delete that slide. They're going to expand it though. Consume and share. That's simply, you know, you consume the products, and then this is Jennifer. Jennifer is more a consume and share person. All right. She's consuming the products and she's selling bottles to people. This is you. Build your own business, building the network. All right. And that's really where it's all at. Building the network, building your team of people, bringing them into the family, and teaching them to do the same. But if they get customers, great. We love our customers, but that's not your focus. Your focus is building the network.
So they just have to do 100 life points a month, right? And what's the upfront investment they need to do? Is it 200 or 300? Like, what's the first thing they need to do?
Well, no, the cost is $10 in Africa, $10, and that's it. After that, it's just your 100 life points.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah, just
that's
$10.
doable.
I mean, if you want to start your own business and you can't afford to buy 100 life points of product for you to start getting familiar with using the products, experiencing the products, and $10 to join, then frankly, you shouldn't be in business.
Yeah, it means you can't afford it.
What do you expect? I mean, you're going to start a business. You know, it's just logical that there's some sort of investment. Time investment is more here than money investment. It's more about time, you know, than it is, you know, you got to put time into talking to people, bringing people to the network and so forth. The money part of it, think about it. Let's say it does cost you $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year on your business. If you started a brick and mortar business, went and rented a place, got some inventory, maybe got one person to help you, a little employee or whatever, between everything you're paying and your taxes and licenses and all that, you think you spend more than $2,400 a year?
That would be gone in a month. Seriously.
Of course. Of course.
Even with a little business, that would be gone in the first month.
That's right. So here again, it's more about your time and buying into the philosophy and concept of building a network and the benefits. And then we explain the builder bonus real quick. The reason I put the builder bonus in this is because people say, well, how do I make money? Get 3 people. Can we get 3 people today, this week? Can we help them get 3? Do you think within 90 days you could have 40 people? If you have 40 people, 3 by 3 by 3, like a little matrix, you would get an extra $800 a month on top of your commissions. You're still going to earn all your commissions from the network. You're going to get any rapid rewards for sponsoring someone, but you're also going to get an extra global bonus of $800 a month in your pocket every month. So this is just an initial goal, okay? But if you double that, 6 by 6 by 6, and you work that, you can have $19,000 a month in your pocket. These are real figures, by the way. This isn't just made up. By building see the benefit of building a global network now. So that's just supposed to be
a corporate office in Australia, Dave.
We service Australia from our office in New Zealand because they have an agreement. Any products registered in New Zealand are automatically registered in Australia. But yes, they get their product within like 48 hours. It ships from New Zealand the same day, and it's like 48 hours later, it arrives at their door.
Okay.
And that's basically it. Get with the person who invited you. So that PowerPoint is on the website. Stop sharing.
On the app?
No, it's not on the app. It's on my website. You have to download it.
I know my way around your website, so I'll find it. Thank you.
But let me real quick show you this here again. Share my screen. I know it's been a bit of a crash course. It's been an hour and a half, so this will be, I'll let you
No,
go
this
because
is
it's,
good. I'm so glad you recorded it because I'm going to go back and go through it and take
yeah, as
notes.
soon as it's gonna have to process the recording and then I'll share
Yeah,
it
yeah.
with you, okay?
I'll look at it on the plane.
There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you again the 4Life app. Make sure, tell me when you can see my screen.
I can see the app, yes.
Media library. In that
Uh-huh.
media library, you're gonna have a lot of information. Consumer, there's all your
Mhm.
products. So if you
Yes.
click on anything transfer factor,
Mhm.
there's the video right there, how 4Life transfer factor works. Just to show
Oh.
you, I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you right now. Quick share, WhatsApp.
I'm
Trisha.
sending it to my dad. Awesome.
And so now you now have that in your WhatsApp. You can save it to your phone. You know,
Okay.
you can forward it to your dad. But there's the full video right there.
Okay.
So, but
Fabulous.
here's
Thank you.
all kinds of, like, there's a clinical study right there, clinical study on transfer factor. All right. So there's a lot. If you look at, they're categorized. There's 7 videos on transfer
Mhm.
factor, 4 documents. All right. So you just scroll sideways, like the videos. There's the videos. Okay.
Okay.
And there's the 4 documents all right there.
Great.
All right. But you got all these products that you can learn in your, just take the time. Take which one, like collagen. I think collagen would be big in South Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Transfer
Especially
factor
for the
collagen.
hair
There's
growth thing.
five videos right there on
Okay.
one of them is the transfer factor video, but 4Life
Yeah.
transfer factor collagen type 1. So,
Yes.
I'm going to share that with you. Quick share, WhatsApp. Whoops, we're going to go to Trisha. There, now you got the collagen video. So it's so fast to share information. And then you've got your business builders. This is all going to be about the business building, company philosophy. There's some success stories. Every single person in here is my downline, my organization.
Wow.
So there's some success stories for you.
Even in third world countries, Dave, you have people who've succeeded.
Yeah.
Okay. We need that reassurance sometimes.
Hang on a second. Let me just real quick. This will stop. Oh, hang on a second. Yes. Hang on. We're going to go to here. I think I'm going to go to here. Wrong one. Let me go back to here, to there, and stop sharing. Reshare. I'm going to show you something. Tell me when you can see my screen.
I can see.
Okay, this is 4life.com.
Uh-huh.
About 4Life. I'm not even logged in. Anybody can do this. About 4 down success. Okay. So click on About 4Life on the 4Life website. Success.
Mhm.
Learn more.
Okay.
Scroll. Recognition. See recognition?
I see it.
Okay. Click on recognition. Okay. What happened here? Let me go back to recognition. Something might popped out. There we go. Okay. Let's click on golds. Okay. These are gold international diamonds. Okay. What country are they in? Emerging market. Okay. That's where you're in an emerging market.
Yes.
Right here. They're Latin, they're Spanish. Okay.
Oh.
Let's click on bronze. Average bronze earns about 8,000 to 12,000 a month.
That's great.
All countries. Let's go to emerging markets. Look at all these bronzes. These are all in markets. I can tell you that Rena Diaz right here with Angel, they're in Argentina.
Okay.
Mohammed, that's got to be Middle East somewhere, I would guess.
Yes.
But you're not going to see Africa here. We got to get Africa on here.
Not yet.
But all these
Yeah.
people live in countries like Kenya, where 4Life has no corporate office.
Wow.
So yeah, let me click Mongolia here. Mongolia. 4Life does not have a corporate office in Mongolia. And it looks like you've got, she's a bronze. Let's see. What countries?
Uzi.
Spain. Where's Russia? 4Life does not have a corporate office in Russia. And look at these golds. So
That's
to answer your
great.
question, yes, you can be the one. I'm telling you, this isn't just lip service either. Okay, you can be the one to dig deep, do what it takes. You're an influencer already. You know the power of influence. You know the power of persuasion. You know network marketing, the model. For crying out loud, your dad's in Toastmaster.
Yeah.
So you already know the benefits of all this. All right. So it's really what I would tell you is this: if you're willing to dedicate the next 5 years of your life, and I'm not saying you have to give your entire life away. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that 5 years of focus and networking. I don't even know your age. It's okay. I'm 62. All right. I was 38 when I started 4Life. It took
Oh,
me,
wow.
it took me 8 years to get to platinum.
Okay.
I started in 98. I got to platinum in 06. Okay. So you figure even that, and average platinum makes about 220,000 a month.
That's great.
Yeah. So it took me 8 years. You can do it faster because of all the tools available. But even if it took you 5 years to get to gold, have you seen the income disclosure statement? Do you have that?
Not yet.
Okay. I got to get that to you because people might ask you, how much can you make? Let me go back to sharing. You do this one yourself, but let me show you how you do it. Okay. Let me share my screen. Back here to 4life.com. Tell me when you can see my screen.
I can see.
Okay. At the very bottom, okay, 4Life page. Okay. Let me do it again. Can you see where it says income disclosure?
Useful links down there. Yes, I see that. Income disclosure under resources.
Again, it bumped me out again. I don't know why it does that. Let me go back here and share again.
Okay.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay.
Can you see income disclosure under resources?
Yes, I can. I see that.
Okay. It's at the very bottom of the screen. 4Life is a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Transparent company. Very transparent about everything. So let's go to income disclosure. Click on it. You'll do this when we finish the call. Click on it and download it. I already downloaded it. Let me open it. Okay, let me go back here. Now I'm gonna have to share my screen again so you can see this document. Share my screen. Income disclosure. Let me know when you can see it.
Okay.
See how it says 4Life preferred customer and affiliate benefits?
Yes.
Right here is the 2021 information. There's the monthly commission payments, an average, a low, and a high, and the average annual commissions. So let's say you talked about making $6,000 a month, right? Well, you got to get yourself to bronze. Oops.
Okay.
What's the average income of a bronze?
7,897. So almost 8,000.
Right. Get yourself to gold. What's the average income of a gold?
Wow, almost 40,000.
Get yourself to platinum. What's the average income of a platinum?
162.
There you go. So let's say it took you 5 years and you became a gold. Would it have been worth it?
Absolutely. Because this is recurring revenue, right?
That's right. It's this. If you're sleeping, it's still coming in.
That's the life I want, Dave.
And that, but the way you get to that life is you share that vision with others. And I'll say this and I'll let you go. I say this all the time. People buy you first. They buy you. They buy your vision. You know, and that's what made Amway so big in the beginning. It wasn't their soap. It had nothing to do with soap. It had to do with the vision of people building a network and earning a residual income every time somebody washed their clothes in the washing machine and they use Amway soap. Someone's making money, not the brick and mortar store down the street, but you, the independent representative. You see, and so we're in a business. We know that's already a very successful business, health and wellness. It's a huge business, and we've got unique products. We're a unique company. You know, you just have to get out there and share that vision with people and believe. The person that said that was Anthony Hopkins. If you go to, I think it's on YouTube, if you put Anthony Hopkins believe, he says it like 20 times. Believe. If anything else, you don't do anything else, just believe. You know, and that's how he built his success, just believing.
Gotcha.
So that's basically it. So we had a crash course. You or get the PowerPoint, get the 4-step, just go. Even the income disclosure might be in there as well in my website, but I don't know if I updated it to 2021, but you know how to download it now. When you're in South Africa, if you need me to jump on my morning, your evening, keep in mind though, some days I can't, like Mentor Monday, I might be on the Mentor Monday call.
Yeah.
Which is fine. If I'm gonna be on the Mentor Monday and you can get them on, get them to join in. Just let me know. Anytime you've got a prospect that's coming to anything, let me know. So if I can be on standby to help.
Fantastic. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Have yourself a great evening, a great flight down to South Africa.
Okay.
Be safe, and I look forward to talking to you again soon, Tricia.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.